Mazda's all-new large vehicle platform is debuting this year with the CX-60. Now, we aren't getting that vehicle here in the United States. Instead, we're getting a wider, larger version of it called the CX-70. That will be coming sometime in 2023 alongside a 3-row crossover, the CX-90, that is replacing the CX-9. The most exciting thing is that this new platform allows for a whole bunch of new powertrains coming for Mazda's large vehicles. We have a plug-in hybrid 4-cylinder. We have an inline 6. Yes, the return of the Japanese inline 6 sounds amazing. Also an inline 6 diesel. But I don't think Mazda's stopping there, because there's a new patent that just got released talking about a new hybrid system. Over at CarBuzz, they've unearthed a new patent for a hybrid 4-cylinder engine. And we're just going to take a couple peeks of this diagram. Obviously, you see the 4 cylinders here. This is their rear-wheel drive platform. We see the drive shaft going to, of course, the rear wheels with the differential here. You also see the transfer case number 14 that is sending power to the front wheels. This box right here is going to be the new 8-speed automatic, which I believe is a dual clutch. We also have the electric motor that sits between the gasoline engine and the automatic transmission. Now, of course, that is connected to an inverter, and 25 looks to be the battery. So going to the next image here, 13 again is that transmission, 12 is the motor, on top is the inverter. And going to the description, the vehicle includes a longitudinal engine, a motor, a transmission, and an inverter. The motor is located behind the longitudinal engine. The transmission has a transmission casing and is adjacently located behind the motor. The transmission is arranged below a floor tunnel, and the inverter is mounted below the floor tunnel and on an upper portion of the transmission casing. Going back to this image, since it is 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, we know that this is not a hybrid setup for an upcoming MX-5 redesign or anything like that as well. We have a few more images of the layout of this hybrid system, but I think it's time to go over to the spreadsheet and kind of talk about what Mazda has coming for their upcoming vehicles. It's going to be very exciting. If you made it this far in the video, enjoy Mazda updates. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe for more Mazda news and reviews as well. And we're going to go start on the far right here and work our way backwards. There are brand new Skyactiv diesel engines coming. You can go ahead and pause it if you want to check out those numbers. We're not getting them here in the United States. This engine right here has not been officially communicated from Mazda themselves, but we've heard reports coming out of Automotive News that they are turbocharging the 3-liter all-new inline 6 gasoline engine, and horsepower numbers are at least 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. Who knows if they would twin turbo it? More than likely is a twin scroll turbo. But if we extrapolate the numbers that we have on the 2.5-liter Skyactiv G Turbo, which is about 20% more displacement here on the Skyactiv G Turbo, we're getting at least 325 horse and 400 pound-feet, at least at the bare minimum. That's what I expect. Hopefully, I'm not setting my expectations too high there, but I think it'll be an excellent engine for their upcoming crossovers. And we know this platform is capable of having a sedan or even a coupe coming. We know we need a replacement for the Mazda 6 some point in the future, right? And what better way to put an inline 6 into it? Now, for certain parts of the world, they're also getting an inline 6 that's not turbocharged, but it's a Skyactiv X engine with compression ignition capabilities, and it is only mated to a 48-volt mild hybrid. By the way, one of the diesels has a mild hybrid setup as well. Again, I don't think we're going to see this engine here in the United States. Instead, we'll get this inline 6 turbo. As of right now, the most powerful Mazda production engine setup ever is this 2.5-liter plug-in hybrid with 323 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque with 134 horsepower coming from an electric motor. We're going to be getting over 30 miles per gallon and probably over 35 miles of electric range with that 17.8 kilowatt-hour battery. This non-plug-in hybrid could be coming to our shores as well. And there's a good chance it might not come to Europe, as Europe is getting more and more strict. Mazda just might say, hey, you're only getting the plug-in hybrid. But going back to this new engine that's probably coming for our lineup here in the United States for their vehicles, and it is on paper seemingly a little bit underpowered after looking at the plug-in hybrid as well as the Skyactiv G Turbo inline 6. But if we compare this hybrid setup to the Skyactiv G Turbo, we're getting similar power numbers and not quite as much torque, but your fuel economy is going to go way up compared to that 4-cylinder turbo. But I think this is a pretty modest expectation of this setup. If we go back to the Toyota setups, they also have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with around 185 to 190 horsepower, right? And the Highlander and Sienna hybrids get 245. So I don't think 229 is out of the equation. In fact, it could be a little bit lower than what we could see when it comes to production. I believe there could be a good chance that the 2.5 liter Skyactiv G Turbo that we see in a ton of Mazda products as it is right now could be getting curbside by this 2.5 liter non-plug-in hybrid. And if you wanted turbo power for the large platform vehicles, you can go with the inline 6 turbo. More than likely that's coming for our United States shores, our North American shores. While most of the world will be getting similar outputs to this inline 6 turbo, with this plug-in hybrid, this plug-in hybrid will be coming to the United States, but I'm sure it will be in very low volume, as we've seen low volume coming from Toyotas and Lexus plug-in hybrids as a result too. But with high gas prices right now, I think people would be happy with easily over 30 miles per gallon on the non-plug-in hybrid, replacing the Skyactiv G Turbo. And for the average person, it will be very similar power outputs where the average consumer probably wouldn't know the difference in terms of acceleration and power between the Skyactiv G Turbo and this hybrid setup. And keep in mind, this hybrid setup is very, very different than what we see on Toyotas that use a dual motor system with a horizontally mounted engine. This is a longitudinally mounted engine, but it's the same sort of setup as the Tundra, not meaning twin turbo V6, but engine, motor, transmission, and then drive shaft. So it's the same sort of setup we've seen in other vehicles as well, especially when it comes to the Germans with their hybrids, but they're kind of stepping away from hybrids and going full electric. So the purple and gold here engines is what I'm expecting to come to the United States for the large platform Mazda vehicles. We have a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, and a high power output turbocharged inline 6. Those large platform vehicles will come to the United States in 2023. We don't know if we're going to have the replacement of the CX-9 in 2023. Might be a year later, 2024, with the CX-90, but for sure 100% the CX-70 is coming in the 2023 calendar year, while Europe is getting the CX-60 a year before us. But I just wanted to end it there, update you guys on probably what's going to be coming to the large Mazda platform vehicles here in North America. I know it differs a little bit in other parts of the world, but it's pretty impressive for Mazda, a small Japanese company, to crank out all these different powertrains for their new large platform vehicles. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Mazda news updates along the way. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.